What's going on, boys and girls? Kip Campbell here. It's crazy to think that we have been doing this for a decade and a half. So I thought to myself, we'll make a 15 years best of show.
Look at the size of that bull, girl.
That's the way your first deer is supposed to look like. No sense running, buddy. You're not going far.
He can try all he wants to. He ain't gonna be nothing but a 10.
Yeah, he's done now.
He's a freak, dude.
That's my first Texas buck right there.
I guess this is how you do rattlesnake recovery.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
We're here in Montana. We're gonna keep the party going. I still got a deer tag.
Well, I'm mean as gravel, I'm poor as dirt, and I like things better the way they were. Well, I'm strong in the head, but I get things done. I spend too much money to have a little fun. Come on. I ain't changing, I'm a stubborn man. So can you love me like I am? Can you love me, baby, like I am? Yeah.
What's going on, boys and girls? Kip Campbell here. It's crazy to think that we have been doing this for a decade and a half. That's right, there have been 15 years of Red Arrow, and we wanted to celebrate that fact on today's show. So I thought to myself, we'll make a 15 years best of show. You know, thinking about the concept of this show, I didn't realize how much footage we would have to go through to make this happen. So my wife and I just set up a computer and started watching all the old shows, and it took us about a week to really get through everything. I tell you, when I sat in that kitchen with Kat and looked at the footage of my kids, you know, from the beginning of Red Arrow when Addie was a baby, and just watching them grow up and hunt with us over the years, it was pretty profound, man. Just to have all that footage of your kids growing up was pretty incredible. You know, there's no way that we could fit all of my favorite kill shots into just a couple episodes, but we're gonna do our best to pick a few that are pretty cool that you guys might enjoy, so here we go. So there's a lot of lost footage in season 1 and 2. There's caribou hunts, there's all kind of stuff, and you're just gonna have to trust me on that one. We may put something up on YouTube later to show you guys the lost seasons of Red Arrow, but season 3 of Red Arrow was definitely centered around the fact that I killed my first Pope and Young buck on video. So this buck was the biggest deer we had on the hit list that year in season 3, and I was lucky enough to get him into like 17 yards and smoke him.
Damn, Keith, we got the big boy. Keith's in a different tree. I guarantee I was shaking his tree too.
I wasn't sure which one you were going to shoot at first. I said, God, which one's the biggest one? I couldn't
That's the
tell.
longest.
I was like, which one is the biggest one?
All that hard work Keith's paid off, man.
Yes, sir, really, buddy.
I appreciate it, dude.
You're welcome.
You're the man.
Man, anytime.
Keith Jones is the man. In case y'all didn't know, you better ask somebody. Great day. Let's get him home, man. I want to show Kat and the girls. Well, the only thing that tops killing a big buck is killing a big buck in your hometown and being able to bring it home to your family.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that's him. That's old Matt
Oh my
Remember that little guy?
goodness. He told me he killed a doe.
I got her out here with the doe because I knew she'd run me over.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that buck, Addie.
Baby.
High five.
Yes.
High five. Yeah.
Also in that season, Kat killed her first 2 deer with a bow.
So I get another arrow knock, and that doe starts feeding right in our direction.
Hey, good job. You got 2 arrows and a buck and a doe in the same evening.
I do first everything.
After you put a spot and stalk on one and got to within 30 yards.
My goodness.
Look at that.
Beast.
Look at that monster. That's the way your first deer is supposed to look
Look at
like.
I love him. Gosh.
Nice job, baby.
Thank you.
You happy you
my
found him?
Gosh.
Happy
When
you
I
found
looked at him, I
He
was
cool,
like,
nice and cool?
yeah.
Yeah.
I love him.
When something's unnatural, you can just tell. That's why I use full-range hanging systems to give all my mounts that natural look, like God intended. I'll have the spaghetti and meatballs. Not the balls. I'll have, take a check, please.
SKB cases protect all your hunting gear.
And they're also good for splitting firewood. Olympic training! How about a little taekwondo? Joe Rogan.
Yeah, how about we taekwondo don't?
So one of my biggest milestones on the show was in season 2, I went out to Colorado with my buddy Jeremy and killed my first bull elk. This thing came into a water hole at 55 yards. I settled my pin, squeezed off a shot. This right here is one of my favorite bow kills of all time. I went out to Midwest Antler Company with my now good buddy Chad Johnston and killed this beautiful 10-point.
No sense running, buddy. You're not going far. God brought that buck back, I'm telling you, because there's no way he was leaving. That's a great big old 10-pointer, baby. Dude.
Oh, man. I pulled a stand pots in the tree stand and now I don't have anything to say. I'm just so happy and thankful, man, to have this deer. Chris and Casey Kiefer invited me out on this hunt, man, and you know, I just got to thank them, dude. This has been truly the hunt of a lifetime, and people say that all the time on TV, but I mean, you know, we filmed 200-inch deer. We saw 170s like it was cool. Came back late season, man. It's December 2nd. You know, hit the bleat call one time, and he comes 170 yards right to the tree stand. He's starting to try to be a little 11-pointer on it. He can try all he wants to. He ain't gonna be nothing but a 10.
Yeah, he's done now.
I've been going out to Kansas for a lot of years, and I've killed some nice deer out there, but the first deer I killed in Kansas was none other than Rick James, the Super Freak. This deer came into this water hole, and look at the non-typical points. Look at the mass on this deer. I was shook.
Right now he's headed. He's coming right to this pond, I think. I think he's gonna get a drink just like that last one did. There he is. There he is, coming down in the water. Right, not yet, not yet. Okay, now.
Right.
I hit him good, didn't I? I saw blood immediately. Back of the lungs, liver, smoked him 40 yards. So many clothes on, I can't even draw my bow hardly. Biggest buck of the season. I ain't even get a good look at him. Josh filmed him, so he knows what the bucks look like. I stopped looking once I decide I'm gonna shoot, but that's a good deer. Oh man, look at all that blood. Oh baby. You gotta be kidding me. I didn't have any idea he was that good.
When I see this deer, the emotions that came over me, I almost got just like, I think I was in shock a little bit.
I'm talking about a freak. Wow. Can you believe that, B-Dub? Yeah. He's a freak, dude.
Go to RedArrowTV.com to check out all our Red Arrow gear. Whether you're a patriot, a rocker, or you want to get to know some federal agents, check out all our Red Arrow gear at RedArrowTV.com. Red Arrow Weapons now got a 350 Legend, baby. You guys run out and check it out, man. Order yours today. This is the one right here, baby. You know, one of my all-time favorite hunts was when we were down in Texas with the Buck Commander guys, and me and Rick Carone, before he passed away, we got to hunt together, and both of us killed some really nice deer. All right, let's see. By the time some of these other deer started noticing our presence, I had already rested my crosshairs right behind his shoulder, slightly quartering away, so he was within range of the Reaper at that point. Yeah. All right, kill
him. That's a big buck. Got down here, the temperature dropped, but it brought with it rains. We had to get dirty on him and do a little gun stalk, but I think that's a pretty good buck, man. He's definitely a mature deer, real tall. He ought to be down right over there, right through both shoulders. Mm-hmm. He got dark, super dark horns. His rack almost comes up and touches. It's crazy looking. That's my first Texas buck right there. He got good brows. Thank you, sir. You put us on him today in the rain against all odds. Tombo, that one's for you, baby.
So Daniel Anderson and I had been out bow hunting for the past 3 days. And little did we know, but Kip had just shot a beautiful buck and had filled his buck tag. Well, Daniel and I decided that after this weather set in and we were freezing in our stands, that we needed to get out and get some movement going and start to spot and stalk.
There he is, there he is.
Daniel had said, whoa, there's the buck. Well, all I did was got into prone position, rushed up, and pulled the trigger on that rifle. And look at this rack. Chocolate horns, nice. Look at that, look at this beam, how it sweeps. Man, oh man. Just absolutely gorgeous deer. Thank you guys. Thank you. Tremendous, tremendous animal. The story. And you know, this is a team effort right here. This is a team effort. Come on in here, guys, come on. And right after that deer went down, Kip Campbell happened to hear the shot, and he and Josh came running. That's what I'm talking about, baby! So we come over that knob, and that doe comes by, and he comes back behind her, and just literally, she stops, he stops, and he turns for his I want to be famous moment. And Daniel Anderson just boom, right up on him. Free-handed, no kidding. No jump on the muzzle, boom, and just folded right here.
You know, you couldn't find a more positive person than Rick. I mean, even with this diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, to have to see a young guy like Rick go through that, you know, the father of two young girls, and it makes you take a step back and realize what is important. And I think that Rick shows us all what's important every day we're around him, man.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Oh, man, beautiful.
One of the craziest videos we ever got on Red Arrow was when I killed 2 rattlesnakes with 1 arrow. We pulled around the corner and we see what we thought was like a sandhill crane or something out in the distance. Turned out to be 2 male rattlesnakes fighting.
I took a shot at him, and they don't even flinch. I mean, I guess thinking about it from a human perspective, I kind of understand. I get it. Man, this arrow hit them, and they came unglued. They were not dead, and they were not happy.
How cool is that? Shot 2 rattlesnakes with a bow and arrow. Pinned them together. That was cool. That's two less y'all got to worry about when you're walking around here. One of the craziest things I've ever done in my entire life, man. I mean, we see these 2 snakes in the road and they're all tangled up and they're standing off the ground about that high. So we put a stalk on them and daggone sure enough, got a shot at them and pinned them both to the ground. I guess this is how you do rattlesnake recovery. I guess that's like holding up their antlers. Look at the buttons on that dude. Daggone. Both of them got 14 rattlers.
And actually, I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records for most rattlesnakes shot with a single arrow. Okay, that's not a real thing, but if it was, I'd be in there.
Elk hunting is by far my favorite type of hunting to do with bow and arrow, and this elk right here in Montana was just incredible. We ran up the mountain that morning, we got in front of these elk, we called this bull in to 19 yards, and just an incredible hunt.
So the elk hunt has come down to that moment when you know something is about to happen. You can hear his footsteps coming up the hill. He's crunching brush and cracking through the cedars. And then all of a sudden, this big bruiser steps out at 20 yards and looks directly up the mountain at me.
Oh, it's right there, right there. You ready? Come on, come on. He's still up, he's still up. He was pumping blood good. I know elk are tough. I'm used to shooting whitetail. That's a hell of a bull, man.
You gotta trust your instincts, man. I felt like I could slip that arrow right in there in the crease, right into his heart.
Wait a sec, baby. Look at the size of that bull, girl.
That's unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable. That's awesome. We're here, man, Montana. We were deer hunting. We were going to elk hunt, basically, if we got an opportunity. And this happened fast. This is not the way it usually happens. And he was just, God, he was gushing blood, wasn't he, boys? So we're here in Montana. We're going to keep the party going. I still got a deer tag, but we don't even need another party. This is party enough for all year right here.
So yeah, man, that's the first show. We're gonna have to cut it short right here. We'll see you next week. We got some more highlights coming up, and don't forget to stop by the online store. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.